Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. My shelves are here. Now I know the picture shows a mini greenhouse, but it's still the cheapest way to get a good strong set of shelves. Okay, I'm going to waste the cover. I won't use it. But, that's just about 20 quid with free delivery. And it got here in a couple of days. And I've done this before. I just waste the cover. It's a shame, but I have no use for it, but I have a good use for the shelves. So, busy day coming up. Let's get on with it. That's stage one. Build the shelves. That was the easy bit. Now for the hard bit. Stage two. I've got a hole. Well, that can't stay like that, so I've got a choice now. I've either got to fit the new fan while there's nothing in the way, or just block the hole up for now and fit the fan later. Oh, I better have a cup of coffee and think. Well, that bit works okay. That fits in there nicely. I had to shove all the two shelves on the right over about an inch, but they're still not touching the glass or anything, so that bit's fine. This, however, was an error in judgment. I'll tell you why. It was a 4-shelf mini greenhouse. That's what it was meant to be. And if you start at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would have been the top shelf. And then it has these uprights and this bit here, which there should be another bit here, to hold the covering. But no top shelf. So I'd have lost a high shelf, and that's not on. So I've had to bodge one. It's a bit Heath Robinson, but what I've done is I've nicked that ground floor shelf off of there, which quite honestly doesn't get used much, and put the poles up here and one of the uprights. I don't want them both here because this one would just be in my way. I'd keep bashing it. But for a bit of stability, I put this one in just to hold these bits a bit rigid, and this was too big. And unfortunately, because it's a 4-shelf design, I haven't got a pole across here, which makes this a little bit flimsy. But then it's only going to have plants on it, isn't it? It's not like I'm going to get up there and stand on it. Well, not yet anyway. It depends how the rest of the day goes. But yeah, it fits in there. And I've made the decision over a cup of coffee. I'm going to fit the fan. Otherwise I've got to take all this out again later and fill that hole in only to take it out again. So I'm going to have a go at fitting the fan. There will be a delay while things like saws and stuff come out to cut the hole, because I need a much bigger square hole for the fan to fit in. So we'll give that a go next. One little round hole is now a great big square hole, courtesy of Jigsaw. Let's hope it fits. Of course it fits. Now all I've got to do is see if it flipping works. And now you can see why it needs a hat over it. Temporarily I'll have to duct tape some bubble wrap over it to keep it waterproof till I can make a little hat for it to keep the rain off. Otherwise the rain's going to get in the electrics. But let's go inside and see if it works. Well, it looks quite neat and tidy from the inside. I'm pleased with that, because the other one was a right bodge to try and get it to work, because it was a tunnel extractor supposed to go through a thickness of a wall, so it had like a tunnel on it to get it from one side of the wall to the other, and I had to build it in a box. It was a right pain. So apart from the silly little bit of wire that came with it, so I just cut the wire off the other fan and joined them together. How am I going to try this out? Fiddle with the thermostat. Oh, just a tip. These little STC 1000s are right fiddly to wire, because they've got tiny little holes where the wire goes. So what I've actually done is wired the extension lead into the thermostat. That gives me a choice of 4 things that thermostat can control with standard plugs on. Yeah? So in theory, if I wind the temperature down on this, they should all kick in. Let's see what we can do. I think there might be a delay on this, because let's take that down to well below what it actually is. Do I want it below? Yeah. Oh! Yeah, see, they come on as a pair. That sucks the hot air out. and that blows the cool air in from outside. Ooh, that's a hell of a draft. That really is going to do the job, because that other little fan really wasn't replacing the hot air with cool air. I'll have to watch what I place in front of that, won't I? Or it will take off. Anyway, it works. Brilliant. So that's a job that's been outstanding for flipping ages. Now it's a case of tidying up and sorting the flipping plants out. Do you know, I wonder how much air plants can take on them. I have seen plants in nurseries getting blasted around by circulation fans. Can't see as it probably does them any harm, unless obviously the outside temperature was really cold, in which case the fans wouldn't come on because of the thermostat. So by the time it gets hot enough in here for those to kick on, the chances are the outside temperature is reasonable. But I'll just have to monitor that. You know, it might be that only the coolest growing plants go on these lower shelves that don't mind the good air circulation. Things like the Masdevallias and stuff like that. We'll see. Anyway, I've got to tidy up now. So there we go then. New set of shelves down there. I might end up taking one of the grills off to get a high shelf for taller plants. I'll see how I go. I've got quite a few places for taller plants. There's that ground floor there, and that one there, and obviously top shelves, so I can probably do without. I've got a lot of shuffling around to do that, quite honestly, today is not going to get done because I've had enough. There's an amount I can do and enjoy, and then when it starts getting to the point where I'm not enjoying it anymore, I'd rather stop and have another go tomorrow, or maybe later in the day. But it's turned out to be a bright day at the moment. Fogger keeps kicking in. Obviously now I've got to go outside and bubble wrap and duct tape that fan to waterproof it, and while I think of it, make sure it doesn't actually turn on for obvious reasons, because it'll be sealed. And then when I've made its little hat, obviously it can come back into the circuits. But yeah, so I've got what looks like loads more space. Well, there's also a load of plants to get back in, which I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm going to handle them and actually water them today, which is a day early, but that's no big deal. The days are getting longer now, and hopefully we'll get a few more brighter ones like this. So I'm going to put everything back together. I'll call it a day on this vid, and I'll pick up again tomorrow, which is the proper watering day, when basically all that lot over there and all that lot down there and this top shelf and the mounts need to be watered. So it's a big watering day tomorrow, and I may not get it all done tomorrow. The rest can wait till the next day. This time of year, none of it's ever urgent. You know, it just isn't. And while I'm doing all that tomorrow, I can think about where things go and shuffle things around, and I'll see how I go. But hope you've enjoyed my DIY session. I don't do this sort of thing very often. It's not my favourite chore, but this needed to be done. As I say, I've got a couple of shows coming up, and I'm sure I'm going to get some new plants. I'm certainly not going mad. I'm going to try and stick to my wish list, but obviously we're all drawn, aren't we? As soon as we see something that catches our eye, we get to the I can't resist that plant sort of saga, and I get caught like that as well. I'm sure I will this time as well. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now. I know I said I'd finished, but I couldn't resist. As I brought this one back in, there's a lot more blooms open together that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting for these spikes to be like consecutive, a few days apart, but there's blooms opening on every single spike all at once, so it is going to be the mass show. I mean, this one's got the most open. That's got 3 fully open, 2 just opening and another 1 to go. That one's just opened its first one. This one's got a couple open, 1 opening. This one's got a couple open, 1 opening. Even the little one down here's got 2 open. So yeah, I mean, given the rate that they're opening, certainly within a week they'll all be open. I mean, what a colour. I cannot believe that is just so bright and cheerful. It's just, that's made my day. What more could you want from a Cattleya? The big and blousy, yeah, fair enough, they have their place. But lots of bright, cheerful blooms like that. I'm really pleased I got this Chantel orchid. I wanted one from Chantel, and I quite honestly, what she had on display at the time, I don't think I could have picked a better one. She didn't have any of these in bloom at the time, but I'd seen enough pictures to know what I was getting. So this is Young Min Orange, and quite honestly, it's stunning. My best Cattleya by far, I would say. Right, you can go up in your new home now. Thanks for dropping by. See you next time. What a beauty.